If you're referring to the incident...
Hi! Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Pocket Dragon Pub. My name is Okami. I will be the Master of Ceremonies. Tonight, we are playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians and telling the story of the Rainbow Guard. I'm excited to tell a fantastic story with this incredible table, and let's find out more of about our storytellers. We are raising funds for Rainbow Railroad, which is an amazing Canadian nonprofit that raises funds to travel all over the world to countries where being trans or being LGBTQ is criminalized, getting those people out and getting them safely to countries where they can live safely and as their authentic selves. Your donations can help this organization make real change in the world. You can donate using the QR code in the bottom right of the screen or by clicking on the link in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me at the table today. Now, let's go ahead and introduce our players. As I said before, I am Okami. My pronouns are he, they. And I will be guiding you through this journey. Let's go ahead and introduce the rest of our table. We're going to start off with Quinn.
Hi, everybody. My name is Quinn. I use any and all pronouns. Today I will be playing our chosen playbook, playing Garlean, who uses he, him pronouns, and a fun, interesting fact about my character that you may come to discover is that he has some secret connections with some different people in different positions. So we'll see how that affects the game. I'm sure it will barely come up at all. Are we passing around, or are you gonna call on people?
I'll call on. Jelly, please, tell us who you are. Tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Jellyfish Limes. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Bedivere, a very sad elder gay. Very sad. Definitely does not have just the worst luck.
Jelly, go ahead and popcorn it over to the fabulous Mary.
Mary!
Hi, everybody. My name is Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today, I'm going to be playing Trista. Her pronouns are she, her as well. She's the devoted playbook that is the protector of the queen, and she takes her job very seriously.
Well, thank you all for coming to the table. And are you ready to play a game?
Yeah!
Yeah.
As always.
If you're referring to the incident with the dragon, I was barely involved.
I was muted. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. No, I'm echoing. That's my fault. Let me mute that really quick. Hi, I am Okami. I will be your guide, as we mentioned earlier. We are entering a beautiful world of chivalric romance and thirsty sword lesbians. Just to kind of share with people watching some content warnings. We'll be exploring, as I mentioned earlier, chivalric romance, the violence of the status quo, queerness in a feudal era fantasy setting. We'll perhaps be exploring ace identity in a world where lineage via marriage and children matters greatly, gender roles, and pushing back on ableism. If for any reason these things make you uncomfortable, by all means, your mental health comes first. We will still be here. There will still be a place for you at the pub, but feel free to, take a step back and we won't take it personally. With that out of the way, we'd like to open our tale of knights and monarchs and chivalry in a distant past, a past that only exists in dreams and fantasies and the poems written about Arthurian legends, and perhaps on AO3 as well. We have 3 individuals, knights, as it were, who are standing together in a beautiful, lush green field on the edge of a tournament grounds. These tournament grounds have stages, sand pits for engaging in duels, a jousting arena, vast, colorful pavilions, food being cooked by various vendors and servants of the king. And the 3 of you are there. And in this moment, I would like you all to tell us who your knight is. And let's ask one another questions to explain how the 3 of you know one another. You're all members of the King's Rainbow Guard, King Gwaine, the Peach Blossom Monarch. The camera will first go to your character, Quinn. Tell us about who they are, what they look like, so that your fellow players may know what questions they would want to ask of you to explain how the 3 of you are compatriots.
Absolutely. You see, if we're standing off to the sidelines, you see him not dressed in his full, obviously he has his full knightly attire and garments that he wears for combat, but when he's off to the side, he is dressed very differently. Much more casually, something that he can easily kind of do a stretch and a flex in. He's a little bit of a show-off. He's also young. He's a younger, kind of up and coming in the Rainbow Guard. So he's early 20s. And he is just kind of a big, tall, buff-looking guy. He does have, similar to me, he does have long hair that, again, when he's not in combat, it is down. It is very dramatic and thick and again, kind of the thing he can twirl and flip and anything to just kind of add more. He's a fighter and a showman, so anything to add a little bit more drama and flair to his appearance.
All right. The camera pans from Geraldine over to your character, Jelly. What do we see?
when you see Bedivere, you see a man that is in very comfortable clothes. He's older, about mid-50s, and he's just looking off in the distance like he sees something, shakes his head and blinks a couple times, and realizes it's gone. And as he looks back, you see that his face is with age and sadness, and at his hip is an empty sword scabbard. He's tall, but there's something behind his eyes that looks like he's missing something.
The camera lingers on this moment of sadness and then moves ever slowly to your character, Mary. What do we see?
So I think the camera kind of zooms into a tent as you see a woman, average height, long black hair that is kind of braided and into an intricate updo. And we see her slowly, painstakingly putting on these the leg portion of her armor, just gingerly putting it on. There's a slight grimace on her face as she fully does the different latches and tightens it to the proper way. And almost before standing up, she pulls her sword out where the pommel has more of a hand rest on it. And she just takes a deep breath and she stands herself up. And there's a moment she kind of wobbles, but she eventually straightens up, takes another deep breath, head held high, and walks out of the tent as though nothing ever happened.
Trista is the name of this regal figure. And Trista, you leave this tent and find yourself in the company of Garland and Bedivere. And in this moment, as you look into one another's eyes before you gather yourselves to attend to court, let us ask some questions to explain why the three of you are together and how you know one another. Who would like to ask their questions first? Otherwise, I'll pick one of you.
Okay, I volunteer as tribute.
All right, here we go.
All right. So my question for Bedivere is, I guess I'm going to apply that I saved Bedivere from a very terrible fate. And I guess what was that terrible fate, Bedivere?
Ooh, Bedivere from a terrible fate. I think he was planning on just leaving and not coming back. Just disappearing.
I love that. Oh, goosebumps.
Trista, and then Trista decided, got you to stay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Trista, your second question?
My second question is, who looks out for you even when you don't look out for yourself? And I think that would apply to Garland very easily, as we are very similar in how we don't look out for ourselves, but bend over backwards for other people.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Let's hook it over to Garland. So Garland, you have this relationship where you always look out for Trista. What questions do you have to connect to the rest of the group?
I mean, I think that goes perfectly with the question I was thinking of, Mary, for Trista, which is the who talked you out of your duties for a night and caused a big problem. In that, I think you were trying to look out for me, like, in return, and be like, you just need a break. Like, let's just go, it'll be fine. And, like, you know, convinced me to take a little self-care night. Like, I think it was just, like, not even talked out of. I mean, if you think there's anything specific we would have done with the night, I'm thinking it's just, like, we just went and, like, took a nap. I don't know, we just went and got some rest.
Idea, if we were both on watch, I think that if Geralyn would have wanted it, if they were sleepy, Trista would have offered a shoulder to nap on and said, she's got it. You rest. Please take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I like that. The reverse, we take care of each other because we aren't taking care of ourselves individually. Yeah.
What if, and this makes it a little spicier, what if that was the night of the assassination attempt that resulted in Trista's injury?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Like Trista doesn't hold any ill will, obviously, but that was a big deal, you know? Maybe if Geralyn hadn't been resting, it wouldn't have been as bad of an incident. You know, maybe this happened within the past couple of years, you know? Maybe Geralyn was a teenager when first taken in by the guard, you know, and then is just now coming to adulthood, but this happened in, you know, somewhere between like 16 and 23 in the past 5 years this happened. How does that sound? We want to build on that? Okay,
I love that,
awesome.
because I love that leading to the, like, Trista started being the one who was more, like, caretaking of me, because it was, like, the baby of the group. And then now I'm like, now I have to take care of you in return, because it's partly my fault that this happened. And so now I'm, like, trying to take care of you back.
Yes. Oh, so messy. What is your second question for Bedivere?
My second question is, who makes you feel like an ordinary person? And I feel like that works. I mean, if you have any ideas, Jelly, of, like, how, I feel like it's just because you're, like, probably one of the older ones of the group, and I'm one of the younger ones of the group. And so, you know, you look at me and it's like, you're just a kid. Like, you're just a child. But yeah,
I'm gonna
for
go
it.
a little toxic with it. I'm gonna go a little toxic with it.
Please do.
This relates to, like, my past, and it's just like, you weren't there when he passed, when the King of Legends passed. I was. You are young one. Keep yourself safe. You are not more important than anyone else, just as he thought he was. He thought himself that for a while, but learned that he no longer was upon his deathbed.
Yeah, you are in a different era. The Peach Blossom Monarch is, you know, it is a court of color and beauty and wonder, but it is not the court of legend. The legendary king is gone. And with that, I want to swing over to Bedivere. Bedivere, what are your questions that connect you to these other two knights?
I'm so glad you asked. The first one is, who knows something about you that you've never spoken about to anyone else? And I want to put this to Trista, as I was the king's lover. I was his consort. I was the old king's lover and consort. And, like, you know my grief. You know the depth of it.
I love this.
So
I
good.
love this so much.
And Bedivere, what's your question for Geralyn?
Who knows you better as a protector than they do as a person?
That tracks.
So perfect. That is so good. Everyone, how many strings would you like to give to one another? Because I believe you can. I believe you have, like, you can give another player up to 2. I believe.
I'm giving Trista 2, and I'm giving Geralyn 1.
Geraldine?
Yeah, I was actually thinking similar but reverse, also giving Trista 2, and then Bedivere 1.
Okay. Trista?
I think that I'm going to give Garland 2 and then Bedivere 1.
All right. We have established our relationships. We have established our strings with one another. And Trista, because of your relationship, protecting the Queen, Queen Gwendolyn is going to have 2 strings on you, but you will have 1 in hers, reflecting the gratitude of your service. Geraldine, as we have discussed before, Galahad, the Knight of Flowers, the current king's consort. Because of the close mentor relationship and friendship you have, Galahad will have 2 strings on you, and because you have been such an amazing student and have embraced your destiny as the chosen, you will have 1 string on him. Bedivere. I will say that the Peach Blossom King, King Gawain, will have 1 string on you because he looks like the old king, as is one of his sons. And the old king, or at least the memory of the old king, will have 2 strings on you. However, you will have 1 string as you are the oldest and most prolific amongst the Rainbow Guard on Gwendolyn the Queen, on Galahad the Knight of Flowers, and on the Peach Blossom Monarch Gawain. 1 on each. And that is how we will be going into this tournament. King Gawain, the Peach Blossom Monarch, has declared a tournament to determine who shall be his personal champion. Each member of the Rainbow Guard has thrown their gauntlet into fight for the privilege. But there is intrigue afoot. His Majesty's consort, Galahad, the Knight of Flowers, and the King's wife, Queen Gwendolyn, High Lady of the Golden Rose, have their own plans for whom the champion should be. While assassins from the King's ruthless elder brother, King Aaron, harbinger of Red Flame, are rumored to have infiltrated the tournament grounds. And it is shaping up to be an interesting tourney indeed. And so, the 3 of you in this moment are looking upon the tournament grounds, and the first round starts in a couple of hours. What do the 3 of you do?
Have you heard the rumors? Any of you?
Yeah, but I don't really like to give stock to rumors. Haven't found anything yet, but we'll find out.
Yeah, same. Like, I've heard whispers of stuff, but it's just talk, right?
I hope it is. I really do. But we should keep our eyes open, make sure everything's fine. And he thinks he sees something from the corner of his eye, looks back.
Thunder rumbles. Thick gray clouds start to overcast the sky, which is strange because the weather wisdom said it was going to be sunny. There wasn't going to be any rain. Otherwise, they would have had the tournament another day. And at that point, Bevan, Belvedere, the strange thing you saw at the corner of your eye suddenly takes shape as a living shadow leaps from the grass, pulling out a dagger of pure night, and is leaping towards Trista.
Yeah.
Trista, would you roll a Defy Disaster for me?
Absolutely. Goodness, double checking something. Oh, it's about to befall me, so can't use that one. All right.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna use spirit for like some sixth sense of like raising the sword at just the right time.
Absolutely. Go for it.
So I rolled an 8 plus 2. That's a 10.
Excellent. All right, hold on. Let me look in my book. Basic moves. There you are. All right, we did Defy Disaster. You got an 8. So
I got a 10.
you got
8,
a 10.
I rolled the 8 and then plus 2 spirit.
Yes. All right. So you do it with style. At GM's discretion, you may also learn new information, discover a new opportunity, or gain a string on someone. So usually, okay, so I can offer you a hard choice or success with sacrifice. You can definitely move the blade up. Actually, I think because you got a 10 plus, you did it with stuff. Your blade goes up and knocks aside this strange shadowy creature. And the information that I'm going to give you is that this is one of the shadow demons that are summoned by the Harbingers of Flame, the very ones that you had to fight, the very ones that gave you your injury. And you knock it aside and it tumbles to the side and just sort of hisses. And in this kind of strange, like, reverberating voice says, "The flame will always finish what it started." What do you all do?
I am going to just try and physically fight this thing, try to get it down and try to hold it.
Okay, go ahead and make me a fight roll.
Okay, fight. I'm looking for the rules. Okay, plus daring.
Daring,
Oh, boy.
all right, go for it.
Okay. Seven, exactly a 7.
Exactly a 7. Okay, so on a 7 for a fight roll, you get to choose 2, and your opponent chooses 1. You can flirt with or provoke your opponent and gain a string on them. Through violence or cutting words, inflict a condition, create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction, and take an object from your opponent and seize a superior position.
Superior position, definitely. And, oh god, what's the other one? I have the book open and I still can't remember anything.
Okay.
And I have it open, okay. And I think I'm going to create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction.
Excellent. What ally?
I'm going to go for Trista because she kind of deserves that.
Okay.
She deserves this one.
So how do we want to narrate that in the fiction? So the creature, you like go in with your blade, and the creature ends up definitely moving out of the way, avoiding your blade, but it's got its back to Trista, the way you've kind of positioned it. Is that kind of like what you want to do?
I think I just kind of like grab it by the arm.
Okay.
Turn it. Because I'm not getting my sword yet.
Oh,
calling
okay.
it.
You haven't pulled out yours. Okay. So when you touch it, it's ice cold. It's like almost like putting your hand in like a mountain river when you touch this thing, and it's whispering 1,000 voices, and you've kind of moved it around, and as it's looking at you, it chooses one from the list and take the condition of which condition? I will say insecure, as you are face to face with this creature and you start seeing its face, and its face looks very similar to that of the old king. And it's almost like looking at your failures all over again in the eyes in this void shape. Trista, you're positioned incredibly. Would you like to take, go ahead, feel free to take a move now, and take it with +1 forward.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna fight. I'm going to get out my big sword, and just very much Trista is the giant weapon, no shield type. And so she's just going to do like the big swing and try and hit it nice and hard. A little payback.
All right.
Yeah, that's not good. That is a 6.
+1 because you have +1 forward.
So that is with the +1 forward. So I rolled a 4.
Okay.
And then I get +1 daring and then +1 forward.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You go to bring the sword down, and the shadow suddenly like absorbs into itself from your perspective, Bedivere, and then pops out the face and arms, like out the opposite direction of what is being held, and reaches out as your sword is still up, grabs and just body checks your character as you just sort of fall backwards, the weight of your sword taking you and hitting you to the ground, and you take 1 condition. But Mary, I want to leave it to you. What condition do you think Trista would take in light of this?
She's angry. She's so
angry.
mad.
Yeah, this has like gotten her angry. All right, add the condition of angry. Garland, please, what are you doing? How are you responding to all of this? Take a move.
I'm gonna fight.
Yes,
same move.
yes,
Same thing.
move. Got it.
He pulls out his sword. It is smaller than Trista's. It's not quite as big, but it is definitely very like shiny, flashy, reflective. It looks very like well cared for. And so I'm going to roll, and that is plus daring, and that's also a 6.
Also a 6. All right. Let's see here. So
This is going so well already.
this is
it's
so
okay.
great.
We're getting the bad rolls out of the way, guys.
We're getting the bad rolls out of the way. You draw your sword and immediately like go to swing on the creature, and then all of a sudden, the creature's like shadowy arm like extends out inhumanly like a tentacle, and grabs your wrist, your sword wrist, and twists it down. And you're like, and it feels like I said, like a cold, icy mountain, but like solid. And it's just this strange, smoky strength as like it's trying to like essentially crush your wrist and make you let go of your sword. What condition do you feel that Garen would take in this moment?
That's a good question. I don't have my book open, so let's find out. I think it's a mix between like, no. I think we're gonna go with guilty. I think this is activating like he let Trista act first and didn't like step in to protect her, and now he's like being almost like nearly disarmed, and it's just like it's triggering memories, especially with this being the same type of creature that attacked Trista to begin with. So we're gonna go with guilty.
All right. Bedivere, the spotlight once again turns to you in this moment of peril. What do you do?
I am summoning Caliburn.
Oh, amazing. So you see,
And I'm
like,
making sure no one else sees this. No one but these two.
no one but these two? Well, fortunately, you are outside of the tournament grounds, far away from any prying eyes, which might be why this assassination attempt happened. You pull out, seemingly out of the ether, this beautiful glowing blade that is ancient and enchanted and was once wielded by the king of legend who is no more, as you literally pull it out of the mists of Otherwhere and wield it. Make a fight roll.
Okay, cool. So it's wonderful here because during a physical conflict, when I roll to figure out a person, you may roll spirit plus wit. And then when I do, I may ask an additional question from the heart that wields the blade, which is beautiful for me.
Would you like to do a figure someone out roll instead of a fight roll to try to learn more about your opponent?
Figure someone out, and if I can argue fight right after, yes.
Let's do the figure someone out roll first, because I want to give the other players, like, let's do the figure someone out, and then just kind of continue to spin the action wheel around, then if one of the players would like to defer, their spotlight so that you can take fight back immediately, Quinn, Mary, you're more than welcome to do that. But I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to like make their moves in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and keep it punchy.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, make your figure someone out roll.
What?
Go ahead.
That is a 4. I get nothing.
That is a 4.
Even with my 2 on spirit.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Not good.
You do get the extra question though, don't you? Like, you don't have to succeed on it.
Yes, that is true. I get to ask a bonus question. I get to ask a question.
Yes.
Heart that wields the blade. What is the one thing that you cannot stand to lose?
This creature, strangely enough, cannot stand to lose its grasp on power. And you realize that this creature is an extension of King Aaron.
Good.
In that moment.
Good.
And you're swinging the spotlight over to the ground. Trista, would you like to cede the spotlight to Bedivere, or do you have something that you want to do in this immediate moment?
I have something I'd like to do.
Absolutely, go right ahead.
So I think she kind of looking at the battleground as it is, it's going to take her way too much time to get on her feet. So we're just going to try and pull this sucker to the ground with a fight roll.
I love it.
Fuck yeah.
And question, I'm pretty sure it is, but is this an enemy of my devotion?
Yes.
Okay, then I get things if I fail. So I can take it a condition if I fail again. So, all right.
Oh yeah, don't forget everyone to be marking XP for all the failures that we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting the failures early, so we're getting the experience early.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, rolling fight. Okay, that is way better. That is a 8. So I rolled a 7 and then +1 daring.
Okay, so a total of 8. All right. So with that, what would you like to choose from the list? I'm assuming the position one you want to get on the ground. So let's just give you that. Like, So you're gonna create an opportunity. Okay, so you're gonna create an opportunity for an ally through power, not through valor or distraction, and woof, and you're gonna do it by pulling it down to the ground, making it like more prone, both for yourself and everyone else. Oh no, seize a superior position. That's what you're actually doing. So you've got it right next to you. What do you want to do for your second one on the list?
Yeah. So I'm gonna second on the list. Goodness. Gotta remember. Oh my goodness. There it is. I want to create, or actually no, I want to inflict a condition.
Okay, got it.
And then I take a condition since I can, or actually I'm going to take a condition and I can apply a condition a second time. So I'm going to do two conditions on this guy.
Okay. What does that look like? Like, kind of paint us a picture for the takedown of this creature, and then I will respond with what it does.
So I think it's one of those moments of being knocked to the ground. I think she's going to barrel roll towards it, grab the appendage closest to a leg for a shadow creature, and pull it down, and then go full mountain mode, and is just like grabbing it and slamming it into the ground. Like, we're not using a sword. This is like a full-on like WWE wrestling move into the ground. And maybe just it'll stop moving eventually.
Yeah, you slam it into the ground. It is shaken and rattled by the sheer force of your devotion. What is the condition that you're taking upon yourself to do even more damage to it?
The condition that I'm gonna take is insecure, because she is concerned that this rumor that a shadow demon knocked her on her butt is gonna spread, and it's gonna cause more problems than she already has. There's always people watching here, and you never know if it's the wrong person.
And then I think that the creature is going to take the conditions angry and also insecure as a reflection of how you're feeling. And then as it slams into the ground, it turns its head, looks at you, and just lets out this creepy, unsettling, like scream. And you're inflicted with the frightened condition as it just, like, it looks like the face of the old king. And that is terrifying. Gerlin. The wrist, like your wrist is free. The creature's been slammed to the ground. It's let out this creepy, haunting scream. Trista has it taken down. Caliborn is out, which you know Bedivere only pulls that out in the most direst of times. What do you do?
I think I want to go over and just try and, like, if Trista's got it down, it should be easy to just, like, stab it right through the head.
Absolutely.
What head-shaped thing that it has.
Okay, you know what? Let's have some fun. I'm going to introduce a fun little mechanic that I like to use on my Thirsty Sword Lesbians tables, which is advantage and disadvantage from Glitter Hearts. So what I want you to do is I want you to roll 3 dice and keep the 2 highest as you come up to this creature and slam it with your blade.
Amazing. Yeah, I got another pride flag dice around here. Oh, amazing. The highest is gonna be adding daring. That's gonna be 11.
11. Oh, okay. All right. This is gonna be amazing. So at an 11, you're doing it with style, and that means you get to pick. You get to choose 3, and your opponent chooses 1 to apply to you in response. What 3 do you want to choose from the list?
Inflict a condition, definitely. I think it's already in a pretty non-superior position. Is it possible? I don't know, because it's made of shadows, if it's possible to somehow, like, I don't know if is a knife like an extension of it, or if I could kind of like kick its knife away from it as a like take an object
I think
from
you
it.
could definitely kick the knife away from it. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll inflict a condition, and that will be like take an object from it and just kind of kick the knife away so it is no longer armed. And then...
and it's interesting, when you kick the knife away, it spins away into the grass, and it's still it solidifies more, almost as if this creature was given it. So it stops being misty and shadowy and becomes a solid, like, obsidian curved blade that has like blackened steel, like a blackened steel handle. You know how you can like make metals become different colors, you know, through heat? That someone has like iodized the steel hilt to look.
Okay.
And that is now a separate solid object.
Okay.
What would you like to do for your third action?
I think probably just try and create an opportunity for an ally, knowing that the special sword is out, that only comes out in very, very particular situations. I will probably just, like, you know, kind of spin over there, stab the sword down, and then like pull my sword out and try and like get myself out of the way a little bit to give an opportunity. Like, it's already down, it's already in a very prone position.
I would like to...
There's a good opportunity right here.
So, mechanically speaking, the creature is defeated with that third condition. However, I want to make that final thing count, right? Now, it gets to do one thing in response. And I think what it's going to do in response is you're going to hear something in a moment that is going to give you the frightened condition. Put a pin in that. Bedivere, describe to me how you smite this creature down with Caliborn.
I take it from here to here, turn Caliburn. You will not wear his face.
And when you hit the sword down, it glows with white, hot light, slams into the creature and banishes it into smoke and ash. And it is no more. But it locks eyes with you, Aaron, in those last moments. And it says, "You will never be worthy." And you feel the frightened condition hit you in your chest, and then Bedivere destroys it. The only evidence of this creature's existence being a curved black blade lying in the grass near the three of you.
Yoink.
Bedivere, you're going to touch it, or to pick it up?
I want to pick it up with like something covering my hand.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've got your sword gloves on. And you pick it up, you touch it, and then you are assaulted with a vision. You see the face of King Aaron. You see the face of a woman dressed in red with a fire ruby on her throat. And a deep red eternal flame shining in the void. And then you come back to.
While that's going on, I think I've gone over and just like kind of squatted down next to Trista. Are you okay? That was awesome. Are you good though? I saw it knock you down. And I will like offer. I'm not gonna like touch her without her permission, but I'm just like offer a hand to help her up.
Trista will kind of look to the sides real quick, make sure there's no obvious visitors, and then she's going to grab Geralyn's hand and pull herself up. Probably Geralyn would notice that she's like using her arm muscles to do this, and probably needs a little bit of help, but she will always deny that she needed it. But she absolutely will take it and just say, I'm fine. It's over. And it's dead. So we're fine.
I think more are coming.
Well, yes. We need to notify everybody.
Geralyn, could you please roll either heart or spirit for an emotional support move?
Yep. I was going to ask about that in a minute. 10, and that's without adding anything to it. So
that's fantastic.
My heart's a 0, so it doesn't add anything to it. So it's just a 10.
it's a 10. That is fantastic. I feel, Trista, do you feel that you have opened up to Garen by accepting this help?
Yes.
Okay.
Fully.
Okay. In that case, you choose one from this list, Garen, and if they open up to you, they choose one, and you either choose one or take a string on them. And so you may clear a condition, mark XP, +1 forward, gain insight from the GM about an obstacle facing one. So which one do you want to pick, Trista?
I think I'm...
Okay. Yeah, the creature's not here anymore. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I think there's a moment where she's just takes a deep breath, because she's kind of been dreading whenever one of these would come around again. And I think having people near her made it feel not as imposing as it could have if she was alone.
And Garen, do you want to take a string, or do you want to choose something from the list?
I want to choose something from the list.
Excellent.
Well, at heart, I'd like to clear one of my conditions. I'm not going to do that. I want to gain insight from the GM about an obstacle facing... I think it's the obstacle facing all of us at the moment.
Yes.
I'd love if there's anything extra I can kind of glean in this moment about what's happening here.
You flash back to a moment when you were in the library with Galahad doing research, and you remember looking over Galahad's shoulder as he was researching the various different rituals and practices of the Harbingers of Flame. And you recall that that shadow dagger, the one that Bedivere has picked up, is an incredibly dangerous relic, one that can be given to these demons conjured from the deepest dark, to eradicate threats to the followers of the flame, of the Lord of Light. And that these daggers often have like a piece of the devotee's soul, that has been forged. It's like it represents like their sort of darkest desires, tempered in their righteousness and virtue, into an incredibly dangerous, nigh indestructible weapon. Like if you throw that blade into a forge, it wouldn't melt. It would just stay. Yes. Very, very dangerous. Yeah. So the three of you have just encountered a frightening incident. You hear trumpets that are heralding the beginning of opening ceremonies begin. The storm clouds drift away and the cloud clears. And these three knights of the Rainbow Guard are left with a choice. Do we move forward the tournament as planned? Or do they inform the court that danger is afoot? And with that, we're going to take our break. Give our players some time to hydrate and think about what these knights are going to do next. Yes, we have returned
We're back.
with the Rainbow Guard. So, I want to start in media res. But before we do, I want to ask a question. Do you just go back and just sign up for the lists and continue on with the tournament as if nothing happened? Or are you going back and warning the court?
I'm going to suggest something very silly.
Okay.
I'm going to say split up. Someone tells the court, but also says, like, don't let the people suspect anything. Don't cause a panic. That'll just make it an easier opening.
Okay. So, this is what we're going to do. Trista, I'm going to start with you. You arrive at the tent of Her Majesty the Queen, Gwendolyn. You set the tent flap aside. You're always welcome here. You are the Queen's Guard. You see Gwendolyn speaking to a midnight blue robed figure with a veil over its face, with a beautiful golden eye embroidered on the front of the veil. And as soon as she looks up and notices you, oh, thank you so much for your time, priestess. And the robed figure bows reverently and makes her way out of the tent. How do you respond to this?
I think inside she's very curious at what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think on the exterior, it is very much of like the unwritten code of like, this is not my business, and so she's staying out of it. But I will say there is like that alert of like that. I feel like it would be hard for her to like turn off the facial mannerisms of it.
Go ahead. Would you like to make a figure someone out roll on the priestess?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's have some fun.
Oh no. That's
Ooh,
a 5.
That's a 5?
It's a 5. Yeah, I got a -2 right now because I'm still angry. And I rolled a 7. So that's a 5.
Okay. So at that point, you like look, and the queen approaches you, takes your hand, and says, "Pay her no mind. Everything's well." And you know, as the priestess walks past you, and you like connect eyes, the veil it's just an impassable wall. But you have a feeling that, actually, no, it's not a feeling. There's a voice that speaks into your mind. Soft, feminine, that says, "My intentions are not for you to know, Dame." And the queen doesn't notice. She's just like, "Please, come in, come in, come in." She takes you over to like these really comfortable benches that have been set up, such sturdy wooden benches that are covered in furry hides and such, and over a couple of like thick embroidered cushions that are very, very comfortable when you sit on them. She arrays her dress comfortably and has, you know, her knee familiarly leaned up against yours as you both sit and face one another, and says, "What did you want to talk to me about?"
Well, there was an incident. It's fine. It's dealt with. But I just needed to make sure that everything was fine over here.
An incident? What kind of incident? And she
Um,
looks at you, her blue-green eyes filled with fear and concern, the curve of her rose-colored lips distracting you in this moment, as this is one of those rare occasions where she has her hair free, which she would never wear her hair free in court. Proper lady of the court always keeps the hair up, but when in this private moment between the two of you, it cascades down her shoulders.
the panic ensues, and and I think that just kind of, it's too long of a pause. It's way too long of a pause, and then she's just gonna like shake her head and just yeah. So there was a shadow creature. It's dead. It's gone. It's dead and dealt with. We have the sword. We confiscated it. It's dealt with. Killed it. Not gonna happen again.
You don't have any control over the king's brother and his machinations, but thank you for the assurance. And she puts her hand on yours. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm completely fine. I feel like this is the moment like where she like kind of is like not settled well in her seat, and she kind of like repositions herself very gingerly.
I don't have any interest in losing you as my queen's guard, but if you truly feel there isn't any other danger, are you planning on entering the tournament? At the very least, you can make it difficult and ensure that only the best of the Rainbow Guard manage to secure the position.
Yes, I of course, my duties are here. But I was hoping, if you were all right with it, that I could at least participate, test things out. Of course,
Absolutely, yes. At least the first couple of rounds, it would mean a lot to me.
Is there anyone in particular you need tested?
Oh, all of them.
Okay.
I have secured the king's permission, and she reaches into her like under pocket. She has like a slit in the side of her skirt where she has like a bag that she keeps kind of hidden underneath her skirts, and pulls out this beautiful like silk embroidered thread for you to wear my favor during the tournament.
She kind of looks at it and she just says, I remember when you made this. It was a long time ago. You can even see the little stitch, and she'll just kind of like point it out. I remember because you poked yourself on the finger on that one.
You always understood the real battles that women like us have to endure.
Yes, and I'm here to make sure that you are safe and you are well taken care of. And I think she sees like a hair that's fallen out of place, and she just kind of brushes it behind her ear. Just, I know you don't like it in front of your eyes.
Of course. Would you like to make an entice roll?
Sure, I'll try.
Yeah.
-2. So I rolled a 9, so that's a 7.
Excellent. All right. So, would you like to take a string, or hold on? Let's look over at our entice list of things, just to make sure that we have everything, all of our ducks in a row, as we would say. All right, so you got a 7. Okay, so you gain a string on them, unless they decide instead to choose one. Get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire. So, she doesn't want you to have any strings on her because she is a queen. So when you go to reach in to to take the hair, she leans in and gives in to desire. And you're alone in this tent, there's no one around, and engages you in the most beautiful and passionate kiss the two of you have shared in years. How do you respond?
I think she knows that she should shut it down, but she doesn't. And I think that she kisses back, but after they part, she just kind of lowers her head and says, "Gwenny, we can't do this right now. There are people everywhere."
Why not? The king has his consort.
Yes,
He has Galahad sitting next to him on the other side of me. Why does it have to be different for us women?
It shouldn't have to. I agree with you. The problem is that I haven't told you this, but there are a few people on the council that are trying to get me out of my position. I'm handling it. But if they find out, that is another tool on their belt. It's not fair, and I know it's not fair, and I'm just asking that you give me a little bit of time. Let me show them that I am still capable of everything that I have. And I have mapped the tunnel systems, and I will find a way. I squeeze her hand, and I kind of just, with my thumb, it's just like those small circles of comfort. And she just says, I need time. I will make it happen. I haven't even failed yet, so just believe in me, okay?
I will. And she takes the favor and ties it around your wrist. Lose for me.
I will. Now, we do have meetings coming up after that, and you do need to be ready for all of...
Absolutely. And she gets up and goes to and rings this like little bell that she has like hanging on like a wooden like a little kind of thing you would hang your coat on, you know, but instead there's just like a silk ribbon with a bell, and she pulls it, and then a couple of her ladies in waiting come in and immediately start making her up to get ready for the first round of the tournament.
When her back is turned, that's when she gingerly gets up using the pommel of her sword. She doesn't want her to know how bad shape she's in right now. And she's got a job to do.
Being in the presence of Queen Gwendolyn is a very comforting and wondrous moment for you. Please wipe away one condition of your choice as you leave the scene.
We're gonna take away insecure, because there's no one that makes me feel like myself more.
All right. the camera cuts over to Garen. Garen, you arrive at another tent because essentially, like, instead of everything's moved to the tourney, all business of the court has moved to the tourney grounds. No one is in the castle right now except for guards, ensuring to the security of everything. So you're in a side command tent that is connected to the royal tent, the royal pavilion. And in this tent, there's tables with maps and, shelves with items and ledgers and gauntlets and armor, like cool armor stands, where people can put their armor. And Sir Galahad is poring over the lists to see, who the Rainbow Guard is entering for the tournament. And he's there, just kind of wearing his long sleeve linen shirt, its chest kind of slightly exposed. His, kind of dark, kind of thick brown hair, kind of like falling, at his shoulders. Actually, no, pulled up into like a ponytail, like just to sort of like get it out of his face. And he's like looking pensive over the list, and he looks up and he's like, Sir Garen, it's a pleasure to see you. Please come in. I've got you paired up with all of your opponents. Would you like to see who you're going to be engaging with in the tournament?
Am I allowed to know ahead of time?
No, but I'm telling you anyway. Well, I promise you, if a more superior fighter does win, not that I believe that a superior fighter other than myself exists, I will not be disappointed. But myself, my sister the Queen, very much want you to win. We believe that you're the one person in the Rainbow Guard that can truly...
I know.
He reaches over and he takes your hand in a way that is confusing and complicated because of your feelings, but you know that he doesn't see you that way. I need you to protect my love. I need you to protect the king. There are other kingdoms out there that don't understand what we have. They don't understand the devotion that my sister has to being queen and I to him as his lover. But I feel like you're the only one that I can trust to keep him safe. Everyone else wants a piece of him, except for you.
Yes, I understand. I know how important this is to you, and I've never fought in a tournament quite this big, but I think I can handle it. I have been practicing and training and preparing.
Did something happen?
I'm just something brief. There was one of the shadowy creatures controlled by King Aaron that showed up just outside the battlegrounds. We took care of it. It is gone. But we do suspect there might be more.
How could more? We have to tell the king. We have to let him know.
I wanted to bring it to you first. We don't want to panic anyone. We don't know that there are going to be more.
No, you've already been assaulted once, but you're right. We don't know. We should at the very least tell the rest of the Rainbow Guard what is happening.
I know that Trista has already gone to warn Queen Guinevere, so...
Gwendolyn,
yeah. Queen Gwendolyn. So yeah, we thought we would you first so you could decide what to do from here.
Who was there? Was it just you and Trista?
And Bedivere.
Oh. There's probably no need to tell the king then. I'm sure that Bedivere is probably already on his way.
Probably. What do you want me to do?
My heart tells me we should cancel the tournament. It feels dangerous to be engaged in such frivolous pageantries when there is so much danger, but at the same time, we cannot give in to fear. We cannot allow Aaron, and you notice that he deliberately does not say king, and he deliberately does not say duke. Aaron is a sniveling coward with the personality of a wet lobster. I refuse to allow him and his strange religion to threaten this court. You have a fresh set of eyes.
You think it's best? Oh.
Unclouded by love. What do you think we should do?
If you think it's best for the tournament to go on, I think the Rainbow Guard is more than capable. We've proven to be more than capable of handling whatever Aaron has thrown at us. I think if we alert the guard, alert the king, if we are prepared for whatever might be coming, then we should be able to hold the tournament, hopefully without any further issue.
Would you like to influence with a string?
Yes, yeah.
Let's use these rules. Let's use these rules. Hold on, let's see here. We're gonna flip over. All right. At any time, spend a string on someone to do one of the following. Offer them XP to do something, find out what it will take to get them to do what you want, add +1 to your roll against them after rolling, or add or subtract 1 for any roll that you're using. So why don't we... I'm gonna spend a string, and then... Hold on, how does this work on NPCs? I don't often use this on NPCs. Usually strings are...
I think on...
Oh, sweet. Okay, all right. So, spend a string on the NPC, and the response is, you know what? You're right. Let's go. Let's immediately tell the rest of the Rainbow Guard so that we're all on high alert. We'll also tell the General Guardsmen to be ready. We're going to keep our heads on, what is it that they say? What are those strange toys? A swivel? And from the next time that one of Aaron's nasty little shadowy palms decides they're going to rear their ugly heads, not to be caught off guard. And you see him just start moving confidently, expecting you to like follow him.
Yes.
To go throughout the tournament grounds where the rest of the members of the Rainbow Guard are, to warn them. Yes. 100%. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Important. Ooh, okay, that's really good. I just flat rolled an 11. I do think I have to subtract.
Yep. Ah. Woo! You succeed with style. So, here we go. Let's look at your options for figuring out a person. Moment. Well, it's always good to have some, lying in your back pocket. Entice. Where are you figure out person? There it is. 10 plus. You may ask 2 questions now or later in the scene. Do you have any other moves from your playbook that activates additional questions? I know the Bloody has one, and I know the Infamous has one, but I don't know if the Chosen has one as well. Gotcha. Okay, so, what are your feelings towards Blink? What do you hope to get from blank?
Yeah.
How can I get you to blank? What do you love most? And how would you feel if I blank? He was hoping to figure out a way to secure you a series of opponents that would look fair, but would guarantee you a win. And, you know, yeah. And for your second question? Mm-hmm. He feels deep sense of trust mixed with disappointment. And that disappointment is rooted in an attraction that they feel is disrespectful. To kind of clarify, sometimes when we're in mixed queer spaces, it can feel really awkward for people who are attracted to people that have openly been honest about being asexual and misunderstand and not communicate with them because they cut you off when you came out to him and didn't hear the second half. So that is what you are sensing in that moment. You are sensing it's mostly, I trust you, you're the right person to protect my boyfriend, but also I see something in you, but I know that that's not meant to be. Mm-hmm. Similar to the moment with Trista and the Queen, being in the presence of Galahad is very soothing, even though, you know, the end of the conversation caused a bit of like anxiousness. Go ahead and remove a condition of your choice. Which one would you like to get rid of? Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So you leave the tent and you're all going off. You know, there's like this montage where like the two of you are going to every single rainbow cloaked individual, each one of them with their own bright primary color cloak that they wear, signifying that they're a member of the Rainbow Guard. And you sort of go off into, you know, throughout the tournament, warning people. And then we get back to Bedivere. Bedivere, you're in the king's tent. King is on a makeshift wooden throne that has been set up for him in the tent. And the tent is just
following you. I'm just gonna follow you.
With
I'm just gonna follow you
tables
around.
and servants and food, and there's musicians, there's lush carpets, there is, you know, he's sitting there, he has a bowl of fresh peaches that he is enjoying as he's just kind of sort of being pampered. And he looks up and he's like, "Ah, Sir Bedivere, to which I owe the pleasure." Oh, my goodness. I think my consort might take some issue with that, but who am I to gainsay my father's eldest and most loyal knight? Do my side chambers then. And he kind of gets up and there's like a little gleam of like mischievous excitement in his eyes. as he as the king gets up, and a couple of like armed guardsmen like follow him and wait like on either side, and like literally he has like one of those tents that has like more than one room. And he like opens the side, and there is the royal four-poster bed there that has like been built, and dressers. Like, he's essentially like had most of his home, a second home built in this massive pavilion. And he goes over to the side of the bedstand and pours himself a cup of wine, and he's like, "One. Oh, it must be serious now." Sets down the cup. "What's wrong, Sir Bentley? Obviously, you have not brought me over here for a bit of intriguing. At least not the fun kind." The one that hurt just. Yes.
Close that you do not need
No.
to.
I also don't want to send a message to the people that I am weak, or that I'm afraid of my brother and his machinations. His alliance with this strange religion.
Have you ever thought about allying yourself with the Fae? Morgan was his sister, your father's sister, your aunt.
The Fae are
She might still be privy.
dangerous. They demand things, and it's always for a price. Better, you were the one that taught me as a boy to be wary of them.
I did.
It must be serious if you're suggesting such a thing.
It is. Because, and I bring out the blade, please don't touch this. That was left on the ground. This will not melt, this will not break. Just let me see your brother and who he has been speaking with.
Dragon. I was barely involved.
A woman with a red ruby around her neck, and an ever-eternal flame in void.
When I last saw my brother, he was in the company of such a woman. I had thought her his concubine. It turns out that she's a high priestess.
Shall I try and commune? I will
No.
ask, at least, not with her. The Fae. I will ask you to be there simply for the matter of you are Morgan's family. Directly. She might be more privy to help you than to help I.
You're the keeper of Calibron now. You have my father's sword. You could claim the title of king whenever you liked. I still don't understand why you don't.
I've seen what power it grants you and what danger it does. And I've seen the sword hung over the head of your own father.
Yes,
And I see it hung over you.
best to leave the power of kings to those qualified for leadership. And my brother is not one of those people.
Good. We're on the same page. Would you be kind enough to keep an eye out. Sometimes I see things that aren't the Fae that I believe they are.
You have my word as king.
Okay. Thank you.
So what do you do, Bedivere? What kind of ritual do you engage in to reach out to the Fae courts of the Seventh Bound Court?
I think that there's everything we need in this actual, room here.
Mm-hmm.
Strangely enough.
Yeah, like a basin.
There's wine, there's lavender sprigs,
Mm-hmm.
there's at least something to burn a little bit of wood on the
Oh
ground.
no, of course. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I bring out Caliborn and lay it on the ground with all of these things around it. And I sit and I patiently just ask for Morgan and to have counsel.
All right. Roll to commune with the toxic power.
I don't even remember what that has to be for. I
It's
don't even remember
spirit.
what.
It's spirit.
Okay, cool, beautiful. I don't even know if I have something that gives me negative on that. Okay, let me find my character sheet. Cool. I have nothing that interferes with spirit. Okay. Eight.
Okay. On an 8. Toxic power. Always fun and interesting. All right. It answers the question, and the GM chooses one. So smoke emerges, smelling of lavender and honeysuckle from the basin, and appearing within the smoke. Half-sister, the King of Legends, aunt of King Gwaine. Her long raven tresses cascading down her pale skin. She is not wearing clothing, but her long hair is perfectly covering up any sensitive areas that might offend the king's sensibilities, as it were. Her deep midnight blue eyes looking deeply into yours. Her skin fair and porcelain. She says, Sir Bedivere, bearer of Caliborn.
Morgan, we know the Fae. Madam of Visions. Our Lady of Magic. We need your help. We implore you.
My help. What do you need to know? As she reaches out to coax the question from you.
How do we defend Goblin?
Are you specific, or do you just ask vaguely?
I am asking more specifically where it's just like, what do we need to look out for? What is coming?
Right. She says, the shadow demons are an interesting construct. Faith and extra planar power, if one understands such things. Protect him through diligence and through light. That is, she glances over at Caliborn, not of their Lord of Light. At least when it comes to the darkness that they send to you. And she reaches out, and it's almost as if she's coming out of the smoke. But all knowledge has a price. And one day, Bedivere, you will pay it. And like her voice reverberates and echoes through the room, and then she vanishes. Take the frightened initiative.
Yippee! I take frightened. That's not going to be good for later, but it's okay.
So Bedivere, are you all right? As the king, puts his arm around you and looks to you.
I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I couldn't hear her. She was speaking in some strange language. What did she say?
I pick up Caliburn. I will stay by you, like I stayed by your father.
So you don't think
To the end.
You don't think we should cancel the tournament?
No.
Right. Then let us confer with the rest of the Rainbow Guard. So, you go out onto the tournament grounds under the king, with the king and the escort. And tensions are ratcheted up as all of the Rainbow Guard are informed that a shadow assassin has been spotted on the grounds, that one of their own has been attacked, but that the tourney will continue as scheduled. No other members of the court, other than those who have already been informed, are to know of this. The three of you have a moment to reunite as you're all armored up and preparing in the tourney. And you have kind of like a private moment, just the three of you. What do you say to one another before you find yourselves facing off against one another in this tournament?
Stay safe. Stay on high alert. Care for one another. Make sure you're all okay. I hope it Thank you.
Go ahead and give me an emotional support roll.
Please! Pretty please! Please!
Oh, yep. That is a 7. All right.
Okay, let me look at the emotional support.
Clear a condition, mark XP, +1 forward, or gain insight into an obstacle.
Okay. I'm so like I'm between clear condition and I'm between clear condition, 1 forward, and gain insight. I'm so
I would do my best.
Jesus. I hate this so much.
Okay, I don't have a negative
so much
to it,
too.
so we're just straight roll here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take gain insight because I just rolled a little die about it.
Okay.
It landed on a 6.
Okay, gain insight. You suddenly came to a realization. You remember that when Trista was attacked the last time you encountered these creatures, it was at night. And when you were attacked earlier, a storm rolled in and blocked out the sun. And it's at that point that you realize that as long as the sun is shining above in the tourney, these creatures can't attack or appear.
Okay.
And this dawns on you as you're talking to Tristan. Do you say anything or do you keep this note to yourself?
I'm saying this very obviously. It's the light. It's light. It's the sun. As long as there's sunlight over the tourney, nothing should attack. Watch as dusk approaches. I'm also keeping... Definitely not. And I'm definitely also looking for a storm cloud, any stray cloud.
Mm-hmm. Garen, how about you? Do you say anything or do you just sort of stay quiet and nod? So, the tournament rolls on. The crowd is excited. The heralds are loud. There are thundering hooves, clashing blades. It's not a bloody tournament. It's a fun tournament. It's intense. It's rugged. It's exciting. The rounds continue going and going and going. The day is just full of wonder and excitement and celebration and we finally get to the final round. Young Garen is announced as the victor. Garland, you are handed a crown of roses. You are expected to put it on
Just
the
knock
head
him out quicker.
of anyone of your choice, regardless of gender, as the monarch of love and beauty and everyone is looking expectantly at you as you have this crown of roses in your hand. What colors are these roses, Quinn? Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah. Yes. Yep.
I like to think we're the Rainbow Guard. I like to think it's all different colors, like making a little rainbow. Some that like shouldn't, you know, it's not real rose colors, but somehow magic it is. There's a blue rose in here. Yeah. Maybe if I could roll like figure out a person again, like I want to know like
Yes.
if I do this, am I gonna like? Is this gonna be really bad? This is what I want to do, but I don't think I should. Okay, I don't think I have any penalties to figure out a person. I do not. What am I adding?
And also, I'm going to make a call as the MC. That additional question you can ask, usually in combat, I'm going to allow you to add that because you were literally off the adrenaline of combat. Like you just spent hours being in one duel after another. So you're still in fight mode when you make this roll. So feel free to add that additional question as well.
Okay.
And one of the people you fought was him.
Oh gosh.
Because he was the bi fighter. He wasn't going. Because you have to have a bi fighter to keep the numbers even and keep everyone like, you know, keep it fair. So.
Well, I got exactly a 7, so that means I get to ask questions, but he gets to ask one back.
Yes.
I think the first and most obvious is, how would you feel if I gave this to you? Like, is this going to make things super awkward if I do this?
I think he would feel surprised and honored.
Okay, that's not bad. I'll take that. Yeah. No. Oh gosh, I don't even know. The other thing he's worried about is the massive power dynamics that are at play here of like, I don't know how to, no one else is gonna get this, like, you know kind of what I mean and kind of what I don't mean, and I can explain it to you later, but what's the king gonna think? And this is gonna look really bad, even though it's not, I promise. Maybe he should ask me a question while I think about this. What? Wait, let me look at my fight ones. I didn't actually look at this. Okay. No. I don't know. Okay, maybe he asks one. I gotta think about this. This is hard. Definitely being closer to Galahad, having the opportunity to be around him in a way that is allowed and socially acceptable. Yeah, there's just gonna be so much miscommunication going on right now, and it's great. Yeah, there's definitely a sense of like, I've been doing this for you, kind of thing.
Oh no. Gay miscommunication.
Yeah, the gay miscommunication is so real. I think the thing that's going through his head, right, like he's debating, okay, like I have this like crown of love, I could do one of two things with it, both of which are going to be like shattering of expectations what I'm supposed to do. One of which is I could just put it on myself. Like, I could just declare that, like, I fight for myself, I love myself, you know, it's me. That would be expectation shattering because I'm, like, supposed to be, you know, finding someone and having a partner and giving it to them. Or I could give it to the king's consort, who I like, but not in that way. But then I'm gonna have to explain that to everyone, including him. And that's gonna be a really awkward conversation.
Yeah, look at your...
So I think it's hard because I don't want to figure out a person so much as I want to figure out the situation. Of,
right.
Like, how could I get in the...
How could I get in? Right. I think with figure a person out, I think that while putting the crown on his head would be shocking, it won't be reputation destroying because this is a day of fun. You're not sure how, like, because you can't see the future, but you do know it will shake up the court, but not in a way that will cause you to lose this position or be banished. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There is a gasp throughout the crowd, and then the king says, "Oh, ho, ho, ho. You choose yourself, except there's an exception. How exciting! Aren't you the lucky one, Galahad?" And Galahad is like, looks up, his eyes kind of shining, like, yes, I am. Looking into your eyes, Garen. Now, Sir Garen, if you will please take your seat next to me. As he, like, motions to this additional chair that has been added near him. Oh, yes, let me get up. Galahad gets up, and you sit in... Well, they had kind of, like, made the chair that's supposed to be the king's personal guard chair, the consort chair. And now Galahad's gotten up, and he's... if at any point you would prefer to stand so that you can have a better vantage point to protect your majesty, you can take that position from me. And Galahad gets behind the king and kind of stands there and sort of leans and allows you to sit there. And King Gawain, a toast to my new champion. Hip hip! And then everyone screams, huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Wow! And everyone just starts cheering. Drums are playing, banners are flapping, ribbons. They're throwing flower petals in the air to celebrate you and your interesting choice of crowning yourself the Queen in Love and Beauty, or Monarch of Love and Beauty for the tournament. And everyone is just excited. And then quickly, the tournament transitions to a festival. Where are all of you when the sun goes down?
I'm as close as I can get to the people I need to protect. And that is the king, that is Garland, and that is Trista.
All right. I'm going to say that the three of you are an audience the king regarding on how to proceed. I'm going to say the rest of the Rainbow Guard is also there. You're in like a side room. You're in the king's tent. The king has kind of sent all of his revelers away, and the only people there are Galahad, the queen, and the rest of the Rainbow Guard, of which there are 13. So there's 10 additional cloaked individuals. And the king is on his throne looking pensive. Well, tournament is continued. We have a victor. Garland, you are going to be having chambers adjoining to mine from now on. We'll just in time for us to deal with a new threat. Bedivere, you would. Your counsel is important to me.
Yes.
How should we proceed? My brother is sending otherworldly assassins against me, ones that it's going to prove incredibly difficult for us to determine when or where they may strike.
Is it bright inside here, by the way?
It's lit by lanterns and candles.
Okay. Would you be able to, is the outside lit to the back that I can essentially what if somebody was coming from that other direction that we cannot see physically but can see the shadow of on the tent wall, would we be able to see it?
No.
Okay.
You are in an incredibly vulnerable and shadowy position.
Great. Okay, beautiful. I'm keeping an eye out. I say not war, not yet. Last resort as always. I can't lose another one of you. None of you. And I want you all to know that I think what's the best course of action is to try and gain Morgan's favor. Morgan has friends, Morgan has enemies, Morgan has allies. Being a friend of the Fae is better than being just an enemy with no allies.
Brokering alliance with the Fae is going to come with a cost.
It always will.
They're going to want something.
I know.
It's at that point Queen Gwendolyn speaks up. I've been speaking with some individuals who might be able to help us broker such an alliance with the Fae. Priestess, and then coming out of nowhere, you don't know where she was, just stepping from around the corner, your head has been on a swivel, and it was almost, except for you, Bedivere. Bedivere, you literally see a ripple in the air that is not noticed by everyone else. That is very similar to what happens when you reach into the mists and pull out Caliborn. This woman literally steps out of the mists. No one else sees that. The rest of you just see her just kind of step into the room. This priestess has been offering me counsel. Priestess? I don't know. My brother has also found himself in the thrall of clergy of a strange god. No. She's tied to the Fae. And then you hear that same silken voice that you heard in your mind, Trista, speak out loud from the veil. I am Isis. I am a priestess, god of dreams, Morpheus. I'm an neuromancer. And have close ties with those that you call the Fae, with those you call the Seven-Bound Court. I understand the ways of dreams, and what you have here is a court of dreams You are something of stories, majesty, of beauty. And she's like gliding closer, her long midnight blue robes billowing in a breeze that is not in the tent. You don't know where this breeze is coming from. You can offer them your rituals, your pageantry, your tradition. The Fae love tradition. It feeds them like a delicacy banquet. Our traditions. You mean like a promise? Yes, a promise. Twice a year, your court gathers, once on Belty and once on Samhain, at a tournament similar to this one. The Fae could grant you protection. All need be is that you need to invite them to watch and occasionally participate. King Gwen is like, I don't know, this sounds dangerous. Better be sure there has. Yes. The king climbs up.
May I offer something else?
Her head turns, and the beautiful embroidered golden eye that's on her veil just kind of stares at you.
I offer you change. We cannot keep going the way we do. The way that we have been running and how we have treated our own, despite how we love, despite how we act, it is not yet good enough for all of us. I believe it can be better. For all of us. And I look at Trista, and I look at Caroline. I believe change and love can be enough at some point. I do not believe that blood always has to be spilt. I do not believe that revelry is the only way to change.
The priestess looks at you, and you can't really see, like, expression. You know, it's still sort of like I said, it's all hidden behind the veil. The seven-bound court wants what the seven-bound court wants, not what you think not what you think they are entitled to.
It's not entitled. I never said no to that tourney.
The king exhales. My brother will not stop sending these assassins after me. And partnering with such dangerous allies I do not feel is necessary either. You've given me both unpalatable choices. Either I make a demon's bargain with the Fae that always demand more of us than they claim to, or I go to war with my brother. And many innocents find themselves caught in the crossfire.
That's true.
Priestess, take your deal and find some other court to fool into your Fae court games, because I'm not buying it. Yes, Your Majesty. Gwendolyn looks so worried and concerned. But it could be a way out. Yes, but it's not the right way out, my love. Yes, Jelly.
Could I spend a string on Goblin to at least convince him, not of the deal, but something needs to change still?
Sure. Yeah. What? Above table question.
Yeah.
What is your character's goals? I'm not really sure I'm understanding what you mean by change. Is this like your classic, we shouldn't be kings and queens anymore, we need to embrace democracy trope? Is that what you're going for? Because that's sort of what I'm
No,
getting.
this is a we need an equitable society. Garrett should not have to worry. Trista should not have to worry as well, and I believe Gwendolyn should have more measure within her court.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So sorry, that's not where I thought you were going with this. You know, I thought this was like that Monty Python thing where like, there's not some farcical aquatic ceremony of people handing out swords. King Gawain. So you spend the string on King Gawain. Queen Gawain says, "You can go back to the court of 7-bound court. We do not need your help. And furthermore, we do need to embrace change. We need to build a court where everyone can feel that they belong, regardless of class, regardless of station. That individuals can be free to love whom they wish to love, without worry about what religious communities or people at court think of them, or even what might be holding them back through no fault of their own. I fear we may have to go to war with my brother, but not just in a way with swords and fire. We need to wage a war of the heart. We need to show the people of our kingdom that they can be free to love and to live and to prosper. My Rainbow God, in the face of this danger, will you all aid me in changing this kingdom for the better?
Aye.
Another draws their blade. I. Just. Everybody just kind of chuckles at that. And there is this moment where everyone gathers around in a circle, drawing their blades. The king and, kind of at the center. And you sort of create a round table, but of steel. As the swords are all pointed at one another, but it's not swords, it's your hearts. It's that in this moment, while you are united, despite what King Aaron or the Harbingers of Flame or the strange fake courts or whatever manipulations they have for you, in this moment, the Rainbow Guard is united. United in pride, united in love, to build a better society, to build change. And I feel like it's a really good scene to wrap up our one-shot. Thank you all so much. How do you guys like that? You like the Rainbow Guard? Yes. And that's where we'll end our adventure tonight. Thank you so much for joining us for a game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, the story of the Rainbow Guard. I couldn't have told the story without the incredible players at the table. Why don't you tell the audience where they can find you and what you'll be up to next? We're going to go ahead and start with Mary and then popcorn it to another player.
Hi everyone, I'm Jellyfish Lines. You can find me everywhere at Jellyfish Lines, sometimes with itch.io at the end, especially on Blue Sky. You can also look on my card site, which is carrd.co, with my username in front of it, Jellyfish Lines. You can also find me on my website, jellyfishlines.com. I do TTRPG layout, please hire me. And other things. I'm going to be on Pocket Dragon Pub again on June 15th. Going to be playing Blood Feud with Ronin running. I love dealing with toxic masculinity shit. My bread and butter. I'm doing about a half dozen things else in June. It's a nightmare. I'm trying my best, and you can literally just find me everywhere on Blue Sky and figure out what the hell I'm doing, because I don't keep up with that very well. ADHD brain. So follow me at jellyfishlines.itch.io on Blue Sky. And Popcornient Quinn.
Oh, what an amazing table. I have, as for me, I have been Okami, and you can find me at keichiokami.itch.io on Blue Sky. That's also my itch page for all of my games. You can find me at Keichi Okami on Instagram as well. I know that the Pocket Dragon Pub has a few projects happening. Pride Month collaboration with House of Dreams and Pantsless Tables. The Pocket Dragon Pub will be hosting Pride-themed one-shots all month long. This was the first one, kicking it all off. Please join us every Sunday for a new one-shot and stay with us to raid the House of Dreams. Please, 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 please. After, all of the Pocket Dragon Pub games during Pride Month will be raising money for Rainbow Railroad, a global not-for-profit organization that helps at-risk LGBTQIA plus people get safe to safety worldwide. At the end of the month, there'll be a grand finale over at Nance's Tables where they're raising money for people in their Pride celebration stream thing. So we build it up, and then Jolie's running something. I'm running something.
Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Yes, so more Thirsty Sword Lesbians, definitely. Also, at GameCon Canada in Edmond, Alberta, Canada, Tavern Keeper Vixie Bell and Tavern Regular All the Ampersands will be joining Logomancy Media for a weekend of charity games supporting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And then Gen Con Indy in Indianapolis, Pocket Dragon Pub will arrive in full force at Gen Con 2025. The Barkeeps are excited to host a series of panels and events, including Tabletop Rainbow, a panel about inclusivity in the gaming space, Welcome to the Writer's Room, a panel where industry professionals talk about how to design TTRPGs, and have you considered making decisions without a D20, which is a panel about games that don't use a D20, like the one we just played. And last but not least, the Barkeeps are most excited for our Gen Con actual plays, which will be the Space in Between, which is a Magnus Archives adventure.
I'm Mary.
The Circle
my
of Wires and
pronouns are
Whispers,
she, her. You can find me online
and be sure
at
to
the
cast
Nerd
the
on
prequel
Wheels
episodes on Twitch and Moonbeam
everywhere.
so you can follow the story.
Finally was able to secure the last username I needed, like the last Pokemon.
As for what
but as far
I'm
as where you
working
can find
on,
me coming up
you
next,
can
you can find me every other Wednesday on
in a few minutes over in House of Dreams, running the fourth chapter of A Season's Oath, which is our Wanderhome actual play. We're on episode 14, the Highlands of Doom, and we're also raising funds for Rainbow Railroad in concert with our friends here at the pub. I'm going to be running those games every Sunday into the end of the month, and I will be also doing a one-shot over at Nerds with Dice of a Season's Oath interlude as well. I will be also running a Season's Oath interlude for Pantsless Pride at the end of the month. And then you will see me one more time here at the pub running also another Wanderhome, a Season's Oath interlude. So there will be lots and lots and lots and lots of Wanderhome this Pride Month. But I couldn't do a June without running Thirsty Sword Lesbians at least once. So thank you so much to Vixie for giving us the opportunity to run. Thank you so much to Graphical Ronin for these beautiful overlays and for all of this setup. We really appreciate it. Our break page and our coming soon, all done by Graphical Ronin. Super, super talented. Please hire him if you need cool overlays for your actual play stuff. But without further ado, please stay for the raid. Please stay for the raid. We're gonna raid House of Dreams, chill out, just get some drinks, relax, get some water, and if you stay for the raid, you'll see me again soon. But until then, next time, farewell, and there will always be a drink for you here at the pub. It still says on air at the top. I'm gonna pink Helm to go soft life. I was so funny. I looked and I was like, ah. All right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Them. I know they had the beard for so long. Them. Yeah. Them. So sorry. No, that's okay. I should have said something earlier, but I was so wrapped up in this, and they and now I know why they got rid of their beard. So that just wouldn't happen. All right. All right. Oh. I'm telling House to go live. There's only one person there, and I'm just like, just we need somewhere to go. Yeah. Right, exactly. I'm gonna head off and jump in there. Usually I do stars and wishes. Please leave. Yeah, type ones in the chat. I would love your input. I had a great time. I had so much fun, and I would love to revisit these characters again. I'm hopping over to House of Dreams now to make sure the raid happens. Y'all are amazing. I had so much fun. Vixie, you're an all-star. Bye.